The other big story tonight, electoral bonds are here. The government has notified the rules to pave the way for a new instrument hoping to enhance transparency in political funding. So here's how these work. These bonds will be interest-free and will carry a validity of 15 days. They will be sold at select branches of State Bank of India, and the payment will be made only through bank accounts. The donor must comply with Know Your Customer norms of the bank. But here's the kicker. The donor will remain anonymous. So the big question is, how can anonymity increase transparency? It's no secret that India lacks transparency in political funding. Now, according to a report by the Association for Democratic Reforms, India is among the 20% of democratic countries that allows anonymous political donations. Not just that, 60 to 80% of all political donations in India are made by cash and by unknown sources. Kevin Lee standing by now to explain how electoral bonds are likely to bring about changes to political funding in India. Kevin.
Well, there are four big changes that will come about to the electoral funding system after these electoral bonds are introduced. The first change is that currently there's a 7.5% cap on the amount of money that corporates can donate to political parties. This 7.5% is on an average of the company's net profits over the last 3 years. That cap has now been removed. So companies will be able to make unlimited donations, not limited by the amount of profits they made in the last 3 years. The second change is that companies which are younger than 3 years will also be able to make political donations through these electoral bonds. Previously, this wasn't allowed. Thirdly, and this is the big change really, that companies don't have to declare to which political party they are giving how much money. They don't need to disclose in their balance sheets to which political party they're giving money. And political parties likewise who are receiving donations through these electoral bonds will not need to disclose which company donated how much money through these electoral bonds. So there's that anonymity that Finance Minister Jaitley was also referring to.
All right, Kevin, appreciate you joining us. Those are the big changes the electoral bond system will bring in. Whether that necessarily means good news for political funding, will it improve transparency or not, is the big question we take forward on India Business Hour. Now, the bearer of the electoral bond will not carry the name of the payee or the party he or she is donating to, as Kevin was just pointing out. Finance Minister Jaitley believes that it is important to keep the payee's name discreet, and here's why.
Which donor gave how much to a political party will not be told. Once that is told and that identity is known, then past experience has shown, as in the case of check donations, that people are reluctant to disclose how much they gave to each of the political parties. Then people will again go back and prefer to give by cash rather than allow clean money.
But you said
the existing system, let us see, is a system where there is unclean money and there is no transparency. The new system being introduced will be clean money and a substantial amount of transparency, if not a total amount of it.